We'll give it a couple more minutes and then we'll get started. Okay, let's just get going here. Does anyone have any questions before I start on what we need to do today? All right. Okay, we're going to continue on. So far, we've learned how to name monotonic cations, monotonic anions, and also polyatomic ions. And what we're going to do now is we're going to learn how to put those together to actually write formulas and then actually name the compounds themselves. But first, we're going to talk about writing formulas. We can go ahead and do that by continuing on with our PowerPoint here. Okay, so there we are. Now, question is, how do we write the chemical formulas if we're given the ions? Now, if you have compounds that have the exact same charge, right, they will cancel each other out. And remember, compounds have to be charged. So therefore, the total positive charge and total negative charge must equal 0. So if they're already equal, then all you do is put the two symbols together to get you the compound. For instance, if we're looking at potassium and nitrate, they both are +1 and -1. You just put them together, become potassium nitrate. Put barium, which is a 2+, and a sulfate, which is a 2-. Put those two together, becomes barium sulfate. And you just drop all you have to do is just drop the exponents. We call the exponents, or the charges. Same here with iron and phosphate. They have the same positive and negative charge, so therefore you just put them together. You can only do this if they have the same positive and negative charge. If they don't, we'll learn how to do that in a few seconds, okay? So first thing I'm gonna have you guys do is to do this assignment here, right? All these charges are the same, and all you get to do is put them together. I'm gonna go ahead and put you guys in breakout rooms here. Okay, and what you want to do is you want to go ahead and do worksheet number 4. And once you're done with the worksheet number 4, please just go ahead and upload it to the Google Classroom so you can get credit for today, okay? At least for that assignment. So there you go. I'm going to give you guys 5 minutes. That's All right, everyone should be back in a few seconds. Okay, everyone should be back now. So let's take a look at the answers or what they should be. All right. So because these are already of equal charges, the positive and the negative, all you have to do is put the formulas together. So NH4F becomes ammonium phosphide, and ammonium fluoride, I mean. This is strontium carbonate, and this is sodium bicarbonate. This is nickel chromate. This is copper 2 sulfate. This is lithium cyanide, aluminum phosphate, potassium hydroxide, iron 3 nitride, and cobalt 3 phosphide. Okay, so just literally just remove the numbers and the charges or and the signs and just put them together. That's simple, right? That's only if they're have the same positive and negative charge. However, what happens if the charges are different, right? Then you got to use a different method. Okay, when the charges are different. Now remember, always write the cation first, anion second. All right, positive charge, ion first, negative ion second. What you do is we use something called the crisscross method, or sometimes the crossover method. What you do is you take the superscript of the cation, and that becomes the subscript of the anion, and the superscript of the anion becomes the subscript of the cation. And then if the numbers can be simplified by a single number by dividing a single number out, then you do that. For instance, let's take a look at the sodium and sulfur ions, right? This is sodium ion, this is sulfide ion. The 2 here goes to the subscript of sodium. This 1 here goes to subscript of sulfide. However, we do not write 1s, right? 1s are not written. If there's not a number there, 1 is automatically understood. Same thing here with barium 2 plus and nitride 3 minus. Okay, the 3 goes to the barium and the 2 goes to the nitrogen. So you get B3N2 for titanium. And oxygen here, the 4 goes to the oxygen, the 2 goes to the titanium. However, 2 and 4 can be simplified by 2 by dividing each of those numbers out by 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1, but we don't write a 1. And then 4 divided by 2 gives me my 2, so it becomes TiO2. Okay, after simplification. All right. What happens now if you have a polyatomic ion? Well, you do the same thing, except for now, when you put a subscript for the polyatomic ion, you have to put the polyatomic ion in parentheses or brackets. All right. Again, we use the same crossover. So we have this. The only positive cation is this ammonium ion. And we have the oxide ion here. The 2 from the oxygen goes to the ammonium, and then the 1 goes to the oxygen. But again, we don't write the 1. And we have to put a bracket in there, okay, or a parentheses. Calcium goes to the nitrate, but we have nitrate in brackets or parentheses. Put that at 2, and this 1 goes to the calcium, but we don't write the 1. Okay. And for lead, same thing. We got lead and then carbonate. The 4 goes to the carbonate, but we got to put brackets around it. And then the 2 goes to the lead. However, we can simplify the 2 and the 4 by dividing out by 2. Remember, do not change the ion. These polyatomic ions, subscripts, you do not change them. You do not simplify those. The only ones you're simplifying are the subscripts from the charge numbers, okay? So now that you know how to do that, go ahead and do the next assignment, which is worksheet number 5. On here, it has these 6 compounds that or 6 ions that you have to put together to form compounds. I'm going to put you guys back into your breakout rooms. Now, remember, if you turn these in after the period, it's considered late, and then you have to email me that you turned them in late. If you do it before the end of the period, you don't have to email me because then it's considered on time. And you don't have to worry about it. So get them done before the end of the period, okay? So, but I'm going to put you guys into your breakout rooms. Okay. Remember, this is worksheet number 5, and upload them to Google Classroom when you're done. Okay. You can go ahead and go, and these people that just came in late, I'm going to go ahead and put you positive and negative. All you have to do is put the formulas together. So NH, Let's go ahead and take a look at what the answer should be. Okay. Now, what we do is remember we bring this 2, makes a subscript of copper. We don't have to bring any numbers down because it's a 1 and we don't have to write 1. So this becomes Cu2O. Okay. This 4 goes to the sulfate. However, I have to put it in a bracket. This 2 goes to the tin. However, I simplify these by 2. So this would be SN with a 1, but we don't write a 1. And the bracket will have a 2 in it. Okay. This one 3 becomes the subscript of K. And then since this is a 1, I don't need to write anything there. Okay, K3B. And this goes to here. And because there's no number for CO3, I don't have to put it in a bracket. It comes out. Okay. The 2 goes to the Fe and the 3 goes to the sulfur. You get Fe2S3. Okay. Here, the 3 goes to the nickel. The 2 goes to the PO4, but I have to put the PO4 in brackets so that we know that the 2 applies to all of those. Okay. So this isn't that difficult. At least I hope you don't find it to be difficult. I mean, if you're listening, it should be no big deal. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and stop right here, at least for the amount of material and the things you have to do. If you turn in the assignments that we just did today, after class is over, make sure you email me or you're not going to get any credit for it. There's a lot of people who are missing assignments. Use this time that I give you when we leave early to make up that work. That way you're not going to be, asking for extra credit because I'm not giving any extra credit at the end of the semester. And once I put in, points for because you didn't do the work, 50%, you're not going to be able to change it. Okay. So the grade that you get actually is actually more than what you actually deserve, I think, a lot of times. Because I'm giving you guys so many points and giving you points for not even doing anything. Okay. So if you have things to make up, please make them up. Email me when you make them up. Please include the period so that way I don't have to search for what period you in because I know your names, but I don't know everyone's period. Okay. So unless you have a question for me, you are free to leave to go make up work if you have to.